There we go. All right, write this information down, please. Especially if you're one of these people that's going to have all kind of trouble with your MyLab Plus. And that would be pretty much about 20% of the class. Some of y'all are going to have 12 dead grandmothers, and cat's going to pee on the keyboard, and flood's going to hit the house, and lightning's going to hit the monitor, and some of the stuff y'all come up with. Now, I tell students to utilize the Pearson webpage. Now, the reason I say go to the Pearson webpage is because sometimes Blackboard does what? Crashes. And I told them, I said, you should not put it on Blackboard. And they ignored me. So. And I keep telling people to go to TCTC. Now, if you run into problems with TCTC MyLabs Plus, just call them and they'll fix it. Okay, now, that 1-800 number is a technical support number. Are you going to be put on hold? Yes. Are you put on hold when you call Lowe's? Yes. Are you put on hold when you call Walgreens? Yes. It's called a recording. You listen to a recording. The same thing to be put on hold. All right? So don't be coming to me. They put me on hold for 15 minutes. Well, I'm sorry. It's just like everything else. All right? So if you have a problem with Course Compass or MyLab Plus or MyMathLab, they're all the same thing. If you have a problem with it, call that number. All right? Hubert cannot help you with your problems with Course Compass. Now, some of you, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have the Unit 1 test on blah, 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 blah date, and it's going to end at midnight. What is somebody going to do? They're going to wait until 10 o'clock that night, and they're going to sit down at their home computer, which they have never used on homework, and have never used it taking a quiz or a test or whatever. And what's going to happen? Anybody want to take a guess? They're going to get a 0 because they're not going to even get to their test because it's going to take them 2 hours to figure out why they've got a white screen whenever they pull up the test. When should that have been taken care of? When should your computer at home be taken care of? Should have been taken care of this weekend when I told you to go home and get on the Course Compass. All right? It should not be taken care of 2 hours before the deadline of the first test. Now, when you try to take that test, I'm going to see the timestamp and the date. And if it says 10:59 on the date that the test expires, you're on your own because you did exactly what I told you not to do. All right? The 3 biggest things that students call that 1-800 number for. Now listen to this because y'all going to call me and say, Hubert, I can't get into Course Compass. And I'm going to say, okay. What am I supposed to do about it? What am I here for? To teach what? Math. I get the math questions. That's the one I get. If you have a username problem, you have an ID password problem, or if you have a plug-in problem, you call that 1-800-677-6337. And if that number don't work, you go up to the top of your MyLabs Plus page and hit support and follow whatever avenue of support you want to pick. Email, chat room, or a phone call. All right? Again, your username, your password, or I got a white screen and I can't pull up the test, or I can't pull up my homework. Do not use the lab downstairs for 99.9% of your homework and then try to take the test at home after 10 o'clock and it's supposed to deadline at 12 o'clock. Okay? You should be trying to do homework at home now, so that will, whenever we start. Now, whenever we start. So that way, if you pull up the test, the plugins will already be there to support the test. Now, what are plugins? Plugins are basically little things that the website needs to run. Okay? Example is Flash Player, or Flash Player, or Flash whatever. All right? If you have a computer that was built in 1972, all right, then chances are the Flash Player is not going to work on there. You want to get a new computer. But the whole point is, some computers do not have the most updated plugins, and you have to make sure. And the program will tell you, WebAssign, when you log on and you do it in your home computer, and you log on and you go to WebAssign and you try to click on a test or a homework problem or homework, it's going to say you need to update your blah, 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 blah. Yes?
I would like to add though, if you had, like it matters whether you use Chrome or Internet Explorer.
Yes, thank you. And I think that says that on there. Chrome. It may not, that may be old. Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome are the best ones to use with MyLab Plus. Now, I've had some people tell me that they use Internet Explorer and it works fine. I'm just telling you what they told us. Use Firefox or Google Chrome. I've used Internet Explorer in here, and I could not pull up the courses. I could pull up one course, but I couldn't pull up another course. So I had to go over to Mozilla Firefox and use it. That's probably why I couldn't get back to the courses while ago, because I'm in Internet Explorer. I don't know which one I picked. But anyway, the whole point is plugins, and make sure you use Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome. That's supposed to say virus stuff, but it says Viru. I don't even know what a Viru is, but anyway, virus. What is viruses and malware and all that other stuff? You computer geeks, you know what I'm talking about. What are they called? They're called what? Firewalls. Where is the dadgum eraser? Firewalls. I'm just going to put firewalls. Okay? And what's the rule with firewalls if you're installing something or downloading something? What do? Turn them off, disable them. Then when you install, is there a difference between downloading and installing? Yes, a big difference. So make sure you download it and then hit the run or execute so you can install it. Then after you do that, you turn your blockers back on or your firewalls back on. If you have any questions, do you call Hubert? No, you do not. You call the 1-800 number. Okay? If you have a question about Tri-County Tech stuff, username, password, Blackboard, anything having to do with Tri-County Tech, IT, internet, whatever, internet, then you call that number. You don't get attitude with them because they work in computer services. So therefore, what? They can have an attitude back and nobody will say anything. Okay? Because nobody wants their job because they work in computers and people get mad at them and treat them like dirt. Do not treat them like dirt because they will treat you like dirt. Plus it takes 7 days to get your password fixed. Okay? They're very nice people, so don't call down there with a holier than thou attitude. But they usually get you fixed right up. So that leaves one other thing that y'all might have questions on. And what is that? And who gets those questions? Me. Now, I have to draw y'all this little chart. Why? Because you think, y'all, all of my students, not just this class, y'all think that I am the creator of the universe when it comes to these three areas. Okay? Hubert, I can't get into Blackboard. Okay? Call that number. Don't tell me you can't get into Blackboard because I can't do anything to say okay. Call that number. Hubert, my screen is white and I got to take a test in an hour. Besides me saying something smart, call that number. When you have a math question or a grade question, you call me. Everybody got that? All right, I hate to be I would love to be able to fix all your problems. But I wouldn't be teaching, I would be rich if I could do that. Okay? Because y'all got a lot of problems. Not y'all in here, but students. I mean, there's all these, and there's these, and there's for these questions, and that's not even mentioned in the other classes you take, your work and all that stuff. I can't fix all these. You have to call this one, you have to call that one, and then I take care of this. Okay? Question on that. Okay. Now, when you get on to Course Compass or My Lab Plus or My Math Lab, they're all the same thing. When you get on it, you're going to see the following. And I've already pulled y'all up, I'm sorry. You're going to see this hyperlink and any other math courses that you have taken or any other Pearson courses that you have taken in the past. And then you click on to Math 110. And this is what you get. Now I want everybody to take a few minutes or take a few seconds and I want you to read over these icons, buttons, whatever you want, hyperlinks or links or whatever, I don't care what you call them. But just look at them for a minute and tell me probably what are the most important two, maybe three buttons there are for students. Golly, y'all got them.
That's the only thing I ever looked at.
Well, you know, what you're supposed to do is call Hubert the first time that I assign homework and call me and say, where's the homework? Miss Evans, am I lying? Don't people do that? I will have people call me or email me. I'll show you the emails. I'll take the names off of them, but I'll show you the emails. Where's the homework? That's when I have to take field. Yeah, field. What do you think that is? Test. What even better is when they say, okay, I found the homework. When is it due? Great book. At the end of the semester, I will get somebody in this classroom that will call me at the end of the semester or the end of the finals. And guess what they'll ask me? What I make in the class? I have no idea. And I will tell them. When I tell you I have no idea, what does that mean in Hebrew language? I have given you the information. You have declined to what? Read it. Just like, where's your office? I have no idea. When are you in your office? I have no idea. I do not like to repeat myself. And when I give you a handout that has the information on it, or I give you the handout that you need to read, I don't give it to you so you can get mad at me and throw it in the garbage can, garage, whatever. I give it to you so you can read the information, so you won't ask me 22 different times. All right? And 22 times 2, 22 times 4 or 5, how many classes I've got, you can do the math. I get tired of answering the same questions every day. Now, if you ask me a question and I answer it, then chances are I haven't told you. Or I'm going over it again. Okay? But I'm not going to go over where my office is 110 times. Chapter contents, that's your e-book. Sometimes in certain courses, this is an old format. They used to call it chapter contents. Now it's just called e-book. Electronic book. And these are just other things. This is just bells and whistles. But this right here, and this right here, and maybe this one. 4 buttons that are the most important ones on that page. Okay? So let's go ahead and hit the homework, and I'm just going to arbitrarily hit a homework. I'm not going to, if I go to chapter 1, people start saying, when's the homework due? When's the homework due? So this is just an example, okay? There's a review. There's an intermediate algebra review. Orientation and intermediate, that is gravy. everything that's on here unless I tell you not to do it. And if I tell you not to do it, I'll take it off. Okay? Hold on, Miss Evans. Okay? In other words, I'm not going to leave something on there and you take it. I try to get it off there before we get there. Do not go ahead of me. Has people taken 3 or 4 sections of homework for no reason? Yep. Okay, don't get ahead of me. Now, how do you know what to do? Well, there's a handout. And what's it called? The syllabus handout. Get it out. It's the one that's got all the units on it. It's the last page of the syllabus or the second page of the syllabus handout. That's what it looks like. Get it out. That's the most important page in this course. Okay? I don't, well, that's just unit 4. I really don't care about that because it just says this is the most important page. I had to go through and change it. I'm in charge of college algebra, so that's why I had to go through and change some stuff. And I put it in the whole face right there, what we were going over, because some teachers would spend the whole chapter on quadratic formula. It's worthless. Okay? Quadratic formula is only used for decimals. And the reason they hound it to you is because you use your what? Your calculator, and they teach you how to be dependent on the calculator. So we don't use that anymore. We use complete the square, where you have to use your brain. Alright? So I went through and I fixed it. And this is your Bible. This is what you go by. If you're not here, oh God, I said Bible. Trying to convert people. Alright. If you, let's say you miss tomorrow, which is Monday. Don't call and say, shut up. Right? You know what I mean by tomorrow. Tomorrow in here means when? It's Monday. Today's Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't come to class till when? That's tomorrow. All right? Now, you missed Monday. Let's say you got a rodeo to go to. All right? And you missed Monday. Chances are I'm probably going to be going over a review, a little bit of a review, and I'll probably touch on 1.2. So when you come back on Wednesday, where do you think we'll be? We'll be between 1.2 and what? 2.1. Now, when the sections are consecutive, there's usually not a problem. But when there's a jump, oh my God, it's like you just had a paradox in time. People go crazy. Are there jumps? Yeah. In Unit 2, there's a jump right here. From 3.6 to what? 4.1. So you need to be aware of those things. So if you do miss that 3.6, you know you need to do that for homework, and you need to come in Monday reading about 4.1, not 3.7. So that's a very important piece of information. The other important piece of information is the handout that says things you will be graded on. That is the second most important. Those two pieces of paper, if you have a, is this got outside cover? No. Some of your notebooks have an outside cover. Does yours? Okay. An outside plastic cover, I would highly suggest if you do get a notebook, have one of those for each one of your classes, because you can put the the syllabus handout, the spreadsheet handout, put that in the front cover, and then in the back, put the things you'll be graded on, and then you'll be set for the rest of the semester. If you have those two. All right? Okay. Now, let's click on the Intermediate Algebra Review, and I will talk to you about the different learning styles. Now, each one of your homework problems is going to have these buttons. What are those? Those are your different learning styles. They're aids to help you with each one of your learning styles. And I'm going to talk about learning styles while I'm going through it. Now, the first two have to deal with a certain type of tutorial. If you go into a tutoring lab, you're going to run into two different types of tutors. Let me find it. There we All right, the first type of tutor is going to be male or female. And you go up to that tutor and you say, can you help me with this problem? And that tutor's going to say, sure. And you say, here's the problem. We're doing algebra, and it's 2x plus 4 is equal to 12. And they say, okay, well, the first step you got to do is you got to get rid of the 4. That's in positive 4, so you subtract 4. You do on one side, you do on the other. Subtract 4 on this side. This side cancels out. 12 minus 4 is 8. You have 2x is equal to 8. Now you have to undo multiplication. So undo multiplication by division. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Divide by 2. X is equal to 4. Now, what type of tutorial was that? There's nothing wrong with it. Don't take it the wrong way. But what kind is it? They pretty much just show you, right? Did I ask you any questions? Did I have any interaction with you? No. And that is basically just a tutorial, just to show you. Show you. Show me how to do the problem. I don't need you to talk. I don't need you to ask me a question. I just need you to show me how to do the problem. You ever felt like that sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay? Now, who feels like that the most? Well, the people that have seen the material before but can't remember how to do it. Those are the ones. All right? So, show me is the button that says example. So write that down so you'll know. Because I don't want you to, if you haven't used this before, I want you to write this down. The button that says view an example. That is, just show me how to do it. Don't ask me anything. Don't tell me anything. Just show me how to do it. Okay? That's a different learning style. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. Some people use it for the cobwebs. But what about the people who don't have the cobwebs? What about the people who don't have a clue? Well, there's other learning styles. The second one is the second type tutor. So you go in the tutoring lab the next day, and that tutor's not there, but there's another one. And you go up and you say, I need help. And the tutor says, what do you need help with? And you go, I hate fractions. I've been using that crutch for years, and I'm going to keep on using that crutch. I'm sorry, I hate fractions. So the tutor goes, okay, well, I had a great teacher in college. His name was Hubert McClure, and I'm just going to help you. So he'll tell you how to do this. You clear the fractions. How do you clear 1/2? You multiply through by 2. Notice I gave him a cube. A cube? What's a cube? I threw a question out there, and he what? He interacted. He answered. Tutors do the same thing. It's called a guided tutorial or a guided lecture. That's the way I teach. You will hear me say, okay, what is 2 times 6? And nobody will say anything, and I'll say, 12, Hubert. Thank you, class, because I'm wanting you to what? Interact. That's a guided lecture. A guided tutorial does the same thing. If a tutor says something and leaves the sentence uncompleted, they're wanting you to answer it. All right? Or finish it or complete it. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And that will give me 1 times x minus 2 is equal to 10. Distribute the 1. You don't have to, because 1 is multiplicative identity. It doesn't matter. But to take away the parentheses, you have to distribute. So you distribute the 1. Then you get x minus 2 is equal to 10. And what did we do to get rid of a negative 2? Interaction. Do it on what? Both sides. Interaction. And you get x is equal to 12. The difference between the 2 tutors or the 2 delivery systems or the 2 lectures or whatever is that here I don't cue, I don't give you a chance to answer, I do not interact, and here I what? I do interact, I do engage, I do have a delivery system for you to interact, and that is help me solve this. Okay, key word is what? Help. Key word is help. Question. So which button is that? Well, that's the one that says help me solve this. That's that one right there. So you've got 2 different learning styles. So that takes 2 excuses away. Okay? That's the doctor's office probably telling me that, sorry. There. Okay, let me turn it down. Some of y'all have a heart attack. Question. Oh, Lord. People driving me crazy. I'm sorry. I'm not talking to y'all right now, so I can do that. Okay. All right. Now, what about the other learning styles? Well, this learning style is, there's two buttons for this learning style. It's called visual. Guys, most of you guys are visual. Why? Well, for two reasons. One is, ladies, I'm talking to you. You ever been with a guy and you drive somewhere and they refuse to ask for directions? What happens? You get lost. And how do you know you're lost? Because the purple Cadillac in front of the 7-Eleven, you passed it like 4 or 5 different times because you remember the purple Cadillac. Okay? What about bicycle time or Santa Claus time when you got to put Santa Claus together and the guy puts the bike together and gets it together and the next morning you notice the girl usually notices that on the floor is a bunch of parts and the girl goes, "What are these?" What does the guy say? "They're extra in case you lose them." Meanwhile, Johnny's in the ditch. Because the front tire come off 500 feet from where he went in the ditch. Okay? Guys do not need what? No, don't need instructions. You don't need directions. Just show me the what? Show me the picture on the front of the box. Visual learners. Now, some people actually are visual learners. I'm just using that and I'm facetiously using it. But some people are visual learners. I'm a visual learner. I love to see somebody do something and then let me figure it out. That's what I like to do. I do not like to read it because I cannot read. I can read, okay? I cannot sit down and read a book. It just frustrates me, okay? And puts me to sleep. But that is my learning style. Video is, I'll show you a video in just a minute. The difference between the video, some people like the computer generated because it's a cleaner delivery system. Some people like it because it encourages the vocal as well as the reading as well as the animation. So it's a combination of 2 or 3 different learning styles. And you can start and stop it and fast forward it a little bit better than you can
Factoring
with
a
a video.
trinomial with a common factor. Let's factor the trinomial 4 times x to the 5th power minus 28
Video
times
does the
x
same
to
thing.
the
Instead of
4th
having
power
the computer graphics, you
40
have the
times
teacher
x
sitting there and you're
cubed.
looking at them.
First, we'll factor
I'm not
out the
going to go through a
greatest
video
common
because
factor,
most of you have
which
had
is
this
4 times x
delivery
cubed.
system and you know what a video looks like. And then you got your War and Piecers. What is War and Peace? What kind of book? A BA book. Why do I call it a BA book? It's about that thick, isn't it? Some people can read it like in 2 hours. Take me 250 years. I can't. I read 1 page, I fall asleep. All right? How many of you are those type of people that can take a book or 10 books and read in like 2 days? All right, there's some of you that are book people. I mean, they ask a trivia question on Jeopardy about books, and you know every single question. That's the way I am with movies, and country music, and science, and math, but not reading, not math, not authors. I can't tell you who wrote, what's the Harry Potter and all that crap. I don't know. But what's the girl with the bow down? What's her name? Yeah, Hunger Games. I can't tell you who wrote that. But it's a very popular book, and a lot of you book people, oh yeah, that's so-and-so, so-and-so. Shut up. All right? You're one of those people. You're one of those readers. I'm not a reader. I read funny paper and fall asleep. So do not, if you don't like to read, then you don't need to do the textbook. But the textbook will send you to the place I belong. Okay, anyway. Send you to the book where the actual material is located. So if you turn to page 876 in your book, you will get this page right here, which gives us the whole thing of the ebook. Everybody, some of y'all got a hammy on me at the beginning of the semester. You got to ask me, what about a book? What about a book? Do I need to get a book? Y'all need to chill because it ain't that important. You can use an old book. You can use a new book. You can steal a book. You can borrow a book. You can share a book. You can use an old book. I don't care. As far as bringing a book to class, it doesn't matter to me because math doesn't what? Doesn't change. Now, yes, somebody may come up with a newer method or an easier method, but it usually doesn't change. The calculus that was derived in Newton's time is the same calculus that we use today. And the algebra is the same as we used umpteen years ago. So the only thing different is the president's a different picture and the Freedom Tower versus the Twin Towers. Pictures of different things like that. That's the difference. So I don't really care. Everybody's got the newest book. Where is it? Right here. Now, here's where your syllabus comes in handy again. Take that syllabus, get you 4 notebooks, little half-inch notebooks, and you can print each section out, put it in the notebook, and you'll have a notebook for each unit. Or, go to the bookstore, get you a, I don't see one right now. Is that one? No, that's not. I don't see anybody with a book. God, y'all a bunch of losers. You got a book? Okay. You can go to the bookstore and get a la carte, or you can order a hardback, hardcover, whatever. I don't care. All right. I may have a couple of college algebra books in my office. If you want to come by and get one, not today, we're going to go to the doctor. Check it out. Okay. How do you print? How do you print this page? There's a word up here called print. Not consulting your intelligence, I'm just telling you the questions that I get. How do you print the book? How do you print the book out? The print button. It'll ask you to print 7 pages, up to 10. Most of the sections in these books are between 10 pages. That way you could actually print each section off and put it in a notebook. Okay? That's how you print the book off. Does that answer your questions about if you need a book? You don't need a book because everybody's got one. It's just online. As soon as you get access code, as soon as you get enrolled in the course, everybody has a book. Now, what is the difference between the access code and a book and access code? About $30. Can you get an access code for $50? Yeah. If you know where to look. But make sure you get one that hasn't been used because you can only use them how many times? One time. Question. Okay? So that's that. So, what are all the, let's go over print. What's the print button do? It gets you ready for the test, don't it? Yeah. Prints 2 things. What does it print? Well, you got your choice. You can print this question just by itself, or you can print the whole homework assignment. Why would you print just the question? Somebody give me an idea why you would just print one question. There's 2 or 3 answers. What? You're having that, and what are you going to do with that question? What could you do with that question that you printed off? Bring it to what? Bring it to class. Why? Why do you have to print a question to bring to class? Because I won't do a question if you have it written down. Why? Some of you might remember this story. You've had me before. Why will I not do a question if you have it written on notebook paper? Because when I first started teaching at Tri-County Tech, I was in Pickens 122. The room's not there anymore. You know where the ramp is in Pickens Hall? The ramp that goes like this? Whatever. Anyway, there was a room right across there. It's called Pickens 122. And I was teaching math 102 there. And I had about 20 students in there. It's a small room. And it was my first semester teaching out of Clemson. And the student said, I've got this problem. I can't figure it out. And she had the problem written down and she had the answer written down. And it was a solving systems of equations type question. I did that problem 7 times. It took an hour and a half to do 7 times. At the end of the problem, I still did not get it right. The students were frustrated. I was frustrated. They thought I was an imbecile. They thought I didn't know what I was doing. And I was beginning to think I didn't know what I was doing because I did the problem 7 times. Why did I do the problem 7 times and not get it correct? Because I'm stupid? She wrote it down wrong. Since then, I do not do problems written down. I don't care how good you think you are. You send me the problem or you print it out and bring it. That's why you would do it, like he said. You could bring it by and slide it under my door or leave it up here before class. Some people don't like to let people know that they have a question. I'll tell you this, if you have that question, guess what? Somebody else in the room has that question. All right? Some people, that's why you would print just one. Not a lot of people do that. Most people print the whole homework assignment. What are the reasons that you would print? There's 2 main reasons that you would print the whole homework assignment. What are they? That's not rhetorical. I'm asking y'all a question. Conventional homework. That's what that's called. Some people, you know, I'm not saying you have redneck disorder. I ain't gonna use no computer. All right, that's not what I'm saying. Some people do not like to look at a monitor and then look down and do homework. Some people don't like to do that, and I understand that. Some people like to have the problem on paper and to do it. That's one reason. What's another reason? Why would you print the whole homework assignment? You have to think on this one. And then you type in the answers. So that's kind of like, so that's time management. In other words, you know you're not going to be at a computer, so you do it at home and then you type in. That's good. I've never thought about that. All right, so there's 3 reasons. Still haven't got the one I'm thinking of. Huh? Yeah, that's a good reason. Not the one I'm thinking of, but that's a good reason. Yep, open book test. I do give open book tests. Really, I don't give them. I just take advantage of me not being looking over your shoulder. Okay? But yes, they can help you out. But that leads to what I'm saying. A lot of people, they figure out how I do things in here. And I will tell you the number of the question that somebody has sent me, but I'll also tell you the number it is on the homework. And what will that do if you have the homework printed out? You'll be able to go to that problem. If I'm doing number 10, you'll go to number 10 and it'll be like that, and then you can do another problem. You can do the problem that I'm doing on the board in the same area where that problem is, and therefore you'll have an easy access in notes. Some people use it for notes. Okay? So, yes ma'am. They do. That's what I'm saying. You'll have a similar problem to go by.
I tried to do that, and it was just like this step by step.
Yeah, exactly. Note, some people take a line, draw a line, and then put what I do on the right, and therefore they know it's a different problem from the one that they're given. However you want to do it. That's why you would print out the whole homework assignment. Okay? So that's a learning style. The conventional paper and pencil. Note-taking. Then that leaves us with this one. And that's the one that I want you to use if all else what? Fails. Now there's 3 or 4 reasons that you send me the question. One is you're mad and about ready to quit and live in a ditch. All right? If you're about ready to quit, that's a good thing. No, I'm just kidding. It's real easy to do, quitting and living in a ditch. Real easy to do. But send it to me, and I will do one of 3 things depending on what you tell me. All right? The first thing, If you send me nothing in the message box, then I'm going to assume you want me to pull it up in the next class and do what? Go over it. So if you don't put anything in the message box, then I'm going to assume you want me to do it in class the next time we meet. Or you could put a note, please do this next time in class. Well, those two I will do next time in class. Don't put anything, or if you put, please do in class. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is say, Hubert, please go over this Thursday at 12 o'clock. Anything wrong with Thursday at 12 o'clock?
We're not here Thursday. We'll be
Look, anything wrong with Thursday at 12 o'clock? At 12 o'clock. Oh, I am. No, I'm usually back by 12. I was going to tell you that. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with it because I'm not in what? I'm not in class. I have office hours during that time. I'm going to tell you, I get back around 12. I go eat lunch with my son at McLeese right down the road. And, McLeese Elementary School. And I usually get back by 12. So there's nothing wrong with that. But how did the student know 12 o'clock on Thursday was okay? Because they got the locator card. And that's why I don't answer the question, when are you in your office? Don't ask me that, because I'm going to say I have no idea. Right there. What does it say about Friday? Office hours. But why am I bringing up Friday different from Tuesday and Thursday? Friday is Friday. So I just want to ask you to be a little bit considerate on Friday. If you're going to be there on Friday, if you're going to have an appointment on Friday, please what? Show up, or what? Call me and say what? You're not going to be able to make it. Okay? That's called common what? Courtesy. I don't want to sit here at 12 o'clock on Friday and you not show up. Then your clout is gone with me. You don't have any clout. If you ask me to be here at 1 o'clock on Friday, I'm going to say, yeah, right, whatever. You didn't show up the first time. So don't use that clout up. And if you're not here by 12 o'clock and you haven't called or anything, if nobody shows up by 12 o'clock, chances are I'm not going to have office hours at 12, 11, or 12 and 1. I'm going to be gone on Friday. Okay? Unless I'm just extremely bored or have things to do in the office, and then I'll sit in the office till when I get through. So that's when your texting and your email really comes in handy. If you have a question on Friday, you need to text me and make sure I'm in the office, or you need to do an appointment on Thursday or Friday or Wednesday or Thursday saying that you're going to be there or whatever. Okay? What's the other question that I can't stand people to ask me? Anybody want to take a guess about my office? Where's your office? I have no earthly idea. Why do I have no earthly idea? Say again? I've already told you where my office is. You just neglected to what? Read it or listen. There it is. Now, some of you don't know what directly means. I had a student last class. I've known her for 5 or 6 years before she took the class. And she's very abrupt. And I was going through, and this next screen, I'm going to draw a picture of where my office is. And she said, Hubert, you've got to be kidding me. I turned around to one of my former students. I said, am I kidding? No. I will have students not be able to find my office. Why? Because they don't know what directly means. If I tell you that there is a door directly at the elevator, what does that mean? Does that mean it's 5 feet away, or it means it's right beside it? It's right beside it. There is a door right beside. I mean, it's not like 2 or 3 inches from the, it's right beside the elevator. Directly beside the elevator, you take that door, and you go into that door. Dang old doors right there. You go into that door, you turn right, and you go until you hit this wall right here. There'll be 2 offices here. Corey that teaches Spanish, or Espanol, and then sociology teacher. What's her name? Yes, Miss Say that. They right there, and I'm right here. I'm in the corner. And if you don't look in there, you ain't gonna see me because my desk is right here. And if you look in this direction for my door, you're not gonna see me. Just telling you. Huh? No, it's the only place I can put my desk because of the way that was a lobby at one time. There's a little lobby area on the 2nd floor, and they turned it into an office. Basically, they put this wall up right here. And that's why my wall right here and the door is a little bit different from everybody else's. Everybody else's is on the wall, you know, flush with the wall. Mine's back about 2 or 3 feet because mine was made out of a lobby. Okay? So that's the only way that I could get my desk in there. Question. I have a lot of people come by my office. Okay? Either advising or questions. I don't mind. And any of my students can tell you, I will take hours if I have to, trying to help you with a problem. Now, I do not try to, okay, this is one thing I don't like. Don't come to my office the day before the test, want me to go over a whole chapter of material. I'll say, I don't know what you're coming by here for, because I'm not going to go over a whole chapter of material just because you haven't done any homework. Okay? Question on that. Everybody knows how to get in my office now. I'm not going to say that because some of y'all still get lost. And when I say y'all, I don't mean this class. I mean all students. I mean, I will have people. Now, what's virtual office hours, Hubert? Well, let's say you live in BFE. Dang old South Iva. Dang old Loungeville. Dang old Tomasi Salem. Dang old Seneca. All right? Dang old Livonia. Dang old Carnesville. East Denali. All right, let's say you live in BFE and you need to go over a problem. Well, that's real easy to do because I'm a technology guy. I don't mind using technology. Go to dang old Hubert, do a search, find the green shirt channel. I call it the green shirt channel. And that is my tutorial, not my tutorials, my office hours. The only difference between the office hours and the class videos is what? The office hours are in my office. Oh. Okay? And I use the presentation system. And I do not like to hear myself talk, but you heard it. There it is. You hear it? Okay. You turned off. And there is how you do that. That's how you do virtual office hours. Now, there's 2 or 3 ways to do virtual office hours. This is, right here, this is, you sent me a problem via Ask My Instructor. You put in there, Hubert, please do this as office hours and post. And that's what I did. And I did that problem, and the person, I sent them an email, and I said it's also on YouTube. And I gave them a link to YouTube. Okay, that's one way to do a virtual office hour. Okay, how else is another way? Well, another way is do it on the board in your office. And you can be in the office with me. But you want me to post it for later. So when you get home, it won't be cold and you can go over it again. See what I'm saying? I'll do the office hour on the board for you in the, when you come into the office. But you want me to post it for later. And I'll be glad to do that. And that's dang old. It's a calculus problem, but just don't listen too much, okay? And yes, it's working, but I don't like to hear myself. And there's the board. I have a board in my office. For those that's been in my office, it's a BA board, and it takes up the whole wall. And I just turn the camera from being down on my desk. I turn it, and I'll do the problem right there. And I'll post it. Whatever I do on video, I post everywhere, because if you had that question, guess what? Somebody else had it in the class. There is no dumb question except for where's your office and when are you in your office. Those are the two dumbest questions. All right? Now, what's the other way you can do office hours? Conventional, meaning that you come to the office. Conventional, post a video, send me the problem and I'll do it. Or you can, let's say that East Denali, you live in East Denali, and you've got 3 problems you want to go over, but you don't want to drive all the way from East Denali. So you text me and say, well, first you look at my office hours, right? That's the first thing. And then you text me or you call me or you email me and say, Hubert, can I send you some problems at 2 o'clock, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say, yes, you can. I'll be waiting here at the office, because on Tuesday and Thursday, if you don't show up by 2 or 2:30, guess what? I'm on the farm, okay? Playing on the bulldozers, okay, or on the tractors. So you need to let me know if you want me to do a problem, because that's the whole point of office hours. You got to communicate with me. So you call me and tell me you want to go over 3 problems. Well, she's got a webcam. I got a webcam. Oh, God, she only got a webcam. All right? So, oh, God, I said God. I'm sorry. Anyway, she turns hers on. I turn mine on. I turn mine over to the board, and we have a conversation there, and I do the problem. That is an interactive, but I will post it. Now, the only thing about that is your voice is going to be on there too. Okay, so if you're like me and very weary about sounding redneck, like I do, then you might not want to listen to it. Okay. Another way, let's say that you're at home on Friday or Saturday night and you're working on homework because you have no life. No, I'm just kidding. And it's the only time you can work because you're not working or whatever. And you run into a problem. Well, I have webcam on I do not have a presentation system, but I probably could steal one because I've got 3. So I probably could take one home if I wanted to, and I'll do it there. But I can use it's a whole lot easier to do a problem with webcam than it is on the phone, because doing a math problem on the phone is like giving a haircut over the phone. You ever tried to give a haircut over the phone? It's not easy to do. I mean, it's hard. And and that camera does so much. Even if I just hold up the problem on the wall and do it, I can do that versus trying to tell you what to do. So there's all kinds of ways we can do this. So I would highly suggest that you do it, because 1, I want you to do it. It'll help you. And 2, I got to present this in Charleston in April, so I'm going to need y'all to send me some questions so I can do those different formats, okay? All right, question on that. Anybody got a question so far? Now, there's 2 or 3 ways that you can let me know that you want to do office hours. 1 is by text, by email. That's 2, 3, phone call, or 4. When you send the question, just write it in here. Do not laugh at my typing. Please do this in virtual office hours. You suck. Okay? Now, the reason I did that is just to show you that I'm just sending that. Now, for some reason, the email is very slow today. Usually it shows right up. So, and in the next class, if you don't put anything, I'll look for it in the next class. If you do put something, I'll look at it, print it out, post it on my office door. My office, my desk, so I'll know. But when I pull up my email, it's not coming up, but I'll have to do a search. Ask my instructor. And there it is. And all I have to do Whether I'm in class, whether I'm doing virtual office hours, whether I'm doing regular office hours, all I have to do, instead of looking it up, is just click on it, and that's the problem that you sent me. Okay? So please don't come to class and go, Hubert, I got a question. Okay, what chapter? Chapter 5. Okay, what section? I don't know. I can't remember. What number? I don't know. By that time, I'm mad. Because all you had to do was what? Hit one button. One button right there. Actually, two buttons. You got to hit this, and then you have to hit send. Do you see why I can get a little bit irritated? Okay, y'all not going to talk to me. Okay, that's fine. Y'all don't want to interact. All right. Ooh, shut that off. Okay. Who's got questions so far? Okay, Miss Evans, what time's class over? 4, right? Okay, we're gonna cut it off at 3:20. I want to see if I got any other questions I need to go over. Huh? I'm gonna cut it off at 3:40. Wow, what'd y'all think I said?
3:20.
3:40. I meant 3:40. I'm sorry. Because I gotta have 20 minutes to get through. Okay, I gotta get all my stuff together. Y'all eat some of that chicken up there because I had that for the last class. Oh, that reminds me. Don't back up yet. You're not ready to go. I said 3:40, not 3:20. All right? That's rude. Rude. All right. I will buy y'all food, but I do it when I want to do it. Okay? So the reason I do that is because I used to go eat with my students till somebody complained. Yeah. So we used to go to El Herrero's. Patrons, El Herrero's. They have good refreshments.
It shocks me anyone would turn
Huh?
down free food and complain about it.
Somebody's going to complain. There's always some
Then you're
stick in the mud.
complaining about going out to get free food. Oh my God.
No, they were complaining because I was taking class time to go eat.
Oh, please.
Yep. So, anyway, there's your food. I mean, I do, and most of the time it's pizza. I very rarely do chicken fingers because they're so expensive. But I splurged on the last class, so I'll splurge on them. But it'll be next week probably. But I do that every once in a while. If you were a morning class, you get biscuits. So, and you don't complain about free biscuits, right? You don't say, where are they from? I just look at you like, you ain't getting one. Somebody give you a free biscuit, you're going to say, where are they from?
Are they from Bojangles?
No, they're from McDonald's. They have the specials. Bojangles don't have the specials.
I like the Bojangles.
And I do too, but they don't. They have the $3 biscuits, and I can't afford $3 biscuits. I'm sorry. Okay, I can afford the $1 biscuits, just like y'all can afford the $1 menu. I can afford the $1 biscuits. Okay, so everybody good with anything having to do with homework? We'll worry about the test when we get toward a test. I'll show you how to find the test and all that. I've covered how to get onto Course Compass. I've covered Course Compass, period. I've covered technical support. I've covered Tri-County technical support. I've covered how to get around in Course Compass, what each little button does. You can take the problems, the homework problems, over and over and over until you what? Get it right. Therefore, everybody should turn in a what at the end of the semester on homework? Do they? 52s, 27s, 23s. I said, what should everybody turn in on your homework at the end of the semester? The Course Compass. What should everybody make on your homework? 100, because you're able to do it over and over until you what? Get it correct.
I want to ask this, is there a special way of doing that? Because every time when I do my homework, I'll do it, and then when I click it again, it
You have to hit down at the bottom, similar exercise. Now, some teachers turn it off. Right? Some, I don't. I have empathy, because what's the purpose of homework? Practice. It'd be like me giving you one problem in the book and tearing out all the other pages. I mean, that's ridiculous. So I'll let you do problems over and over and over until you get them correct. And if I don't have that on the homework, that's because somebody has turned it off and I need to turn it back on. Because I'm in charge of 110, so I've designed the homework questions that are in your homework. So chances are I'm not going to deviate from that. The only thing I will do is there are some dumb questions that I don't think are important for you to go to the next level. So I'll say this ain't really that important, and I'll say no big deal if you don't understand it. I don't do that a lot, but sometimes I do. Very rarely. All right. I can't think of anything right now that's real pressing except for quizzes and tests, and I'll cover that when we get closer and closer to a quiz. Who's got questions? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's right. Make me, when I go down and do the attendance, tell me if you were here last time because I was late. Okay? I need to do the attendance right quick. Any other questions? If you think of them, holler. No. No. I've already had you one semester. I don't like you. Yes, I'll be glad to. Come see me. See me after class. Yeah, I don't like you either. But you do live in Georgia. You do live in Georgia, so that helps. Okay? If you live in Georgia, right, Miss Evans? That helps a little bit. Okay?
I'm sure I'm not like either, which I've had a class with you before.
Yeah, you do what?
I've had a
Yeah, I
class
don't like you either. And you don't live in Georgia, so.
Oh, well.
And you're pretty ugly. And I hope you feel the same way about me. All right. All right. Attendance. What class is this? College.
110.
Thank you. And I'll do Wednesday first, okay? And then we'll go back to Monday. All right, Miss Anderson, you're here. Barron?
Here.
Borf? Is that German? Thought so. Crane? Crenshaw?
Here.
DeVore? Evans is here. Fisher? Hall? Keller is here. Lou is here. Right, Lou? You're here. Moore? Nix?
Here.
Pace came in early. Page? Pagella? Pagella? Is that right? Huh? Well, Pangella or Paniella? No, there's no N. Are y'all here? They're not here. Pruitt? Saab? Is it Sab or Saab? Sab. Okay. Sloger? Where are you? Okay. Here. Why am I marking? Stone? Walton? And Woods. Okay, let's go back to last week. Course listing 110 for Monday. Oh shoot, they're not. Oh, last Wednesday, right? Last Wednesday. Huh? Uh-huh. Oh, I hate online classes because I never get to meet my students. I don't like that. Okay, I need to, can't print this out. Okay, what I need to do is write down who was here. Okay, look up here. I'll blow it up. And you need to tell me, just give me your last name if I have a no besides you and you were here. Okay? And the reason I was late was because my son, I had to go pick him up, and I thought somebody was going to be able to pick him up, and it fell through, and I had to pick him up. And I left at 15 after, but I wasn't able to get here on time for y'all not to leave. In the future, do not leave. The only time that I'm not going to be here is when the security guard or one of the secretaries comes up and puts a note on the board. Usually, I'm going to be here, but I was running late that day, so no big deal. All right, who's first? You say you were Miss Sloger? Okay. All right, who else? Crenshaw? I'm sorry, what? Hall? Page? Stone? Sorry? Crane? Nix? Barron? Is that, okay, that Barron? Barron, okay? Anyone else? Okay, anybody else got any questions? Check these bottom, okay. Anybody else got questions? Yes, ma'am.
One that's not now,
Yeah, My Lab Plus.
okay, so it's the same thing?
Yes, the same thing. Course Compass is old. My Labs is newer. Yes. You can buy them. eBay has them. But what do you have to be careful of anytime you buy something online? You got to be careful. Because some people sell you a pig in a poke. Some people sell you a card that looks like it, but it doesn't have anything in it. Be careful. Yeah, anybody got one handy? Pull it out and show everybody. It has a tear-off tab, and if that's been torn off, then you got a 50-50 chance that it's not good. Yes, ma'am.
You go to that, my last class of Pearson or whatever, and you click on the thing for 110,
Yeah.
where you actually get the code,
Mhm.
it'll let you buy it from there for $71.
Okay, $71 online. I've heard of people getting them at the market, something, Tri-County Tech Market, something, and they're real cheap there. I've heard people getting them on eBay. I've heard people borrowing them. I've heard people using one from 155 or 102. You can do that as long as it hasn't been what? Used. If it's been used, if it's been typed in and went through the process, it's no good. Throw it away. It will last for some courses. In this class, it's good for 110 and 111 because this book is good for 110 and 111. In Calc 1, 2, and 3, it's good for like 2 years because Calc 1, 2, and 3 is a year and a half. Okay? So it depends on what you, now, if you're retaking this course because you sucked last time or you were lazy or your teacher sucked or your push's fault, whatever the case it is, all right? You don't have to do another access code. It should just put you in there and you just click on the new course. Okay? What else? Who else got questions? All right, if y'all want some of this chicken, get it because I got to get this stuff out of here. I got to go. And I got to see y'all when? Monday? Yeah, Hubert. Thank you, class. Have a good weekend and be ready to start that review. If y'all want to go ahead and work on that review for 102, go ahead. Intermediate Algebra Review. And those of you that need handouts, come on up here. I think it's just you, isn't it? Anybody else?
Do you know Barry Southern?
Oh, God. How do you know Perry Southern?
I work for him. And
Oh, Lord.
I was wondering. He was asking me.
Does he still go to group on Tuesday night?
Actually, I was like, I got. This is his exact words. I was like, he's like, you taking any classes up there? And I was like, yeah, I got Hubert Ford. He's like, tell a pussy I said, hey. I was like, I will.
Perry's a good guy. I've been knowing him all my life.
That's my man, for real.
Yeah, ask him about his Nova. Or his Chevelle. I'm sorry. Chevelle.
I'm going to see him when I get out of here.
Ask him, say, tell me about your Chevelle. He had a pretty Chevelle. Okay, chick. Let me get out of this.
So, if I do my homework
You'll fail.
and it's wrong, I just have to click do new example and it'll,
Yeah, down at the bottom.
and I get that right, that'll replace
Yep.
that screwed up. Okay. I
No,
know
I'll
that.
take all points. What did I have you in last?
There's one. This is my third time taking this.
What happened in my class? Why'd you know my class?
I think what happened was when we finished school, you know how the rest of the homeworks popped up?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that the rest of those homeworks were going to be due because we didn't do them in school. So like that 2 weeks between the final and everything, there were other homeworks that popped up that I didn't know I had to do. So when I took